I was born and grew up in Kharkiv, in Ukraine. For me, Kharkiv is the best city in the world. And now I live in Spain. I work as recruitment manager. I adore traveling. I visited more than 20 countries. In the last 2 years, I travel solo. Mostly the first travels in my life, it was Crimea. I used to travel Europe mostly, but I decided to join the group trip to Mexico. It was pretty challenging, but definitely one of my best trips ever. I haven't dreamed about the traveling in my childhood because I didn't have a chance. I started to work in when I was 17, right immediately after the school, and when I earned my first money, I understood that I need to travel more and more. The world is so big, so interesting and beautiful that I can't stay anymore in my home city. On 24th of February 2022, lives all of Ukrainians were terribly changed. I was so scared because of invasion which happened in the morning. I stayed there for a week, and as soon as I felt that I'm in a big danger, I decided to move to Poland.
Hola a todos y bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio de En la mente del viajero. Yo soy Heidy Pérez y voy a ser su host. Hoy me acompaña Olga Dziubina, ella es de Ucrania, así que este episodio va a estar grabado en inglés. Los subtítulos lo pueden encontrar en YouTube y bueno, también va a estar disponible por acá, así que bueno, ahora voy a cambiar a inglés y empezamos. Well, hello and thank you very much, Olga, for being here.
Yeah, hi there. Hi all. Hi Heidi. Nice to be here.
Thank you. And well, today we are going to talk a little bit about Olga's travels in her lifestyle. So she will tell us about what does she do, where does she live, and so on. So I would like you, Olga, to please introduce yourself and tell us where are you from and what do you do nowadays.
Yeah, thank you, Heidi. Hi all. Actually, yeah, I am Olga, or Ola, my friends call me. I'm from Ukraine. I'm 34. I work as recruitment manager in the international company, and I love my job because each day I have lots of communications. I solve challenging cases. I hire best talents, IT specialists to our company, and of course I adore traveling. I like meeting new people. I like sharing my culture. Actually, I visited more than 20 countries. In the last 2 years, I travel solo mostly, but also I like to travel with my friends together. I was born and grew up in Kharkiv, in Ukraine. It's the eastern part of Ukraine. For me, Kharkiv is the best city in the world, but I guess we all love our roots, right? And now I live in Spain, sunny city Alicante. It's my second year here, but I made a pause for a year. Last summer, I came back to Ukraine, my home, and soon I'll be home in Kharkiv as well. 5 months ago, I went to Vietnam to spend my vacation there, and on the way home, I wanted to visit my friends in Spain for a month, but it was a bit scary because of active challenge in my home city, and I decided to stay for a while here in Alicante.
Okay, well, thank you. And I will go with parts in this case because you talk about your career and also where you're from and so on. So we share actually this career. We are colleagues. I'm happy to say that we have worked together. And let's talk a little bit more about recruitment because I believe that people don't know that much about this topic, what recruitment is, and So nowadays we hire people in the tech industry. And that is pretty interesting because we can do this and work at the same time. So may I ask you about your journey as recruiter? When did all of this started, and yes, what have you been doing as a recruiter?
Yeah, thank you, Heidi, for your question. It's really interesting for me to share my own experience, my journey in the recruitment. Have been working in recruitment since 2013, so it's 11 years already.
Wow.
I used to be a waitress, manager in the cafe, and once I've decided to join IT and started my career as a IT recruiter in small agency. Then I joined several different companies, and 8 years ago I joined DataArt, and I'm happy to work here together in so multicultural team, solve different challenging cases to manage
Yes,
our
it is.
team.
It is
Yeah.
pretty interesting to work with different cultures and get to know more people. Is also passionate about traveling and sharing their experiences and so on. And actually, I met you that way because I was following you via Instagram, and you were sharing some of your travels, and I asked you for some tips about this and that. Actually, I went to Turkey because of your travels as well. I asked you, what did you do in there, and can you recommend this and that? And you shared your experience, and that was really useful for me. You didn't
Great,
know
it's so
that, I
nice.
believe, but yes,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
influenced me.
Oh, we influence each other.
And now with Alicante, Alicante looks also great. Like, I have heard about this city, but I haven't been there. And now you live in there. I saw that there you have like the Cirque du Soleil show, for example. And I asked you, did you go to this show? Because this is one of my favorites. And yes, you told me that they go like once a year and so on. So yes, this is um, really interesting. Now, how can we go into or to know more about a city or a culture because of another person? And that is what you are doing now by sharing your travel experience. Speaking of, may I ask you about? Then we will go more with your city and everything that you share with me. But first, I would like to ask you about that first travel that you remember when you were younger, when all of this started. What was that first travel that you did, like a solo traveler?
Mhm. I started my solo travels a couple of years ago. As soon as I was a bit tired to ask and gather my friends to visit some country or city with me, I decided why not just to try by myself and go somewhere alone. Because it's pretty challenging, sometimes it's a bit scary or
Mhm.
even dangerous. But anyway, it's so interesting, and you open so much new things about your and the country and culture and so on. My first solo travel was I don't know, maybe in Paris a couple of years ago. But if we're talking about the like first travels at all in my life, it was Crimea when I
Mhm.
was 18. Um, Me and my one of the best friends took the train tickets to Yalta, and using only like chatting skills, even without any maps, we travel around the semi island. It was not solo trip; it was like a trip with a friend. But anyway, it was very interesting.
Yes, of course it was. Wow, Crimea. That you have like castles, and then how is it? How can you describe Crimea?
I love actually Crimea, and I can definitely put it to the same line with I don't know, beauty of Greece Sea,
Wow.
Italy claims, and maybe even French mountains. I miss it so much. It's so beautiful, but unfortunately I can go there since 2014.
Yes, I'm aware of it. Then later in your life, you went to another big travel. One of your biggest, I believe you told me about this travel to Latin America for the first time. Can you tell us
Yeah.
about that first travel to our region?
Sure, with a pleasure, Heidi. Actually, I used to travel Europe mostly, but in
Mhm.
2021, when I was 31, I decided to join the group trip to Mexico. It was pretty expensive,
Mm.
challenging, but definitely one of my best trips ever. Um, it was so unusual for me there, like different culture, different people, beauty of the nature. We traveled around 3 states, I guess, and saw the most astonishing places there.
And what a good option to go with a group of people. You can share all of you and you can be
Yeah.
safe as well. That is a good approach to travel like far away, but not to feel scared or not to feel uncomfortable, with all of this new information that we're receiving when we are in a new place and way too different from our culture and our what we know, right? So,
Yeah.
what did you find like main differences with our culture and yours?
Oh, uh, a lot of like people seems very different there. They like don't look like Ukrainians, and like have different rules and actions in our lives. So, but maybe we have something similar, like having some gardens. I don't know, some chickens and so on. It seems that we have very big amounts of differences.
Yes, I can imagine. When you were a child, did you dream with traveling? It was like one goal that you had in your life to travel around the world, or this is just situational? Is something that just happened?
I guess I haven't dreamed about the traveling in my childhood, um, because I didn't have a chance to do this. We lived pretty poor, and yeah, as soon like I started to work in when I was 17, yeah, right immediately after the school, and when I earned my first money at 18, I decided to go to spend my vacation in Crimea, and I guess only this pushed me to see wider on the world, and I understood that I need travel more and more. The world is so big, so interesting and
Mm.
beautiful that I can't stay anymore in like my home city.
Yes, this is also empowering because me as well. I came from, I can say, we didn't have the privilege, to travel abroad or to just say yes, I can go to Paris and so on. But I dreamed about it since I was a child. I wanted to travel all around the world. I didn't care
Oh,
about the money. I was just, I know I will do this. I don't know how or when, but I'm sure I will.
oh,
And I think that is something like an state of mind. And yes, obviously, when you have the money is power. Money is like a tool that we can use to achieve things.
yeah,
And now we can do it because we have worked so hard for it. But the message is that it doesn't matter your situation. When you have a goal, you can work for it, and you will achieve it. So this is a powerful statement, I believe, and I'm happy that you can now do it. And going back to our career, we also can do something that is not pretty usual, or I haven't heard that much about this type of traveling, which is workation. It's a little bit different of being digital nomad. While digital nomads are full-time traveling and working at the same time, we only do this 2 or 3 months, right, in different places. Can you share your experience doing workation, and where have you been, and yes, how it's been working that.
Yeah, sure. It's very important for me that my company offers me such opportunity to work remotely from almost anywhere. Of course, I need to make some like agreements to get approvals regarding this, regarding vacations. But it's great that we have such opportunities in the company. Actually, my first vacation was. In 2021, immediately right after returning from Mexico. Actually, my dear friend invited me to come to Georgia, to Batumi city, and at that moment she has been living there for almost 2 years, and it was my second year working remotely, so I took this chance and spent, I guess, my best vacation ever. So I met my new friends there, discover popular places, trying delicious food, and it was so nice in Georgia.
Great. Did you find like many difference as well as in Latam, or it is more similar to your culture in there?
Georgians a bit similar to us Ukrainians, but actually they have a lot of differences, such as like passion behavior, I guess.
Mm.
They are like they more emotional than Ukrainians.
Okay.
They lived mostly in mountains. That's why they like they don't work full time. They work by seasons, and it's feeling very much that people can rest when it's needed and work when it's needed as well. Because we in Ukraine used to work like full time all our life, and despite the season we have winter, summer, and so on.
No, well, that's nice. And what about, speaking of also cultural differences, what about now that you live in Spain? Well, must be really, really different as well, even if you are in Europe. Spanish are different. I don't know, how can you describe the difference between where you are living now and your country?
Oh, Heidi, it's definitely like a lot of differences between us, because in Ukraine we live in Kharkiv particularly, we live like fast and furious life, and comparing to Ukrainian Spanish life is really slow. Like all this siesta and mañana, I feel everywhere. Like even for buying a fish in the supermarket, I need to have a cita. It's like appointment, okay, in English. So basically, everything here is making with via cita. For example, I need to
Hmm.
pay some tax or bill in the bank, and I need to take a cita. They will help me in a couple of days. Or medicine, maybe in Ukraine, you can arrange the doctor's appointment in, I don't know, 1 hour, or surgery in one day. But here, no,
Wow. No, you
no.
need to go through a lot to
Yeah.
to. And what
But
about,
actually,
yes?
yeah. So sorry, I would add. I would like to add some like very good stuff about Spanish people. What I like the most, that Spanish people definitely can learn us how to rest and not to be always in a hurry, because I think they are best
Wow.
in this. Yeah, that's why people are happy here and enjoy their life till their very old years.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So that was really important because we are all in a hurry with all of our day to day busy things and appointments and so on. That it's important to take a break and to be more connected with the here and now and allow us to rest sometimes. You know, that is also, I believe, that is a good statement in here. And how it's been with the language, with the Spanish, how it's been with the Spanish and also with English. I know that you've been working with it, but yes, I would like to ask you about the idiom as well with the language, with the Spanish.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't know Spanish like yo hablo muy poco poco,
Poquito. Muy bien.
but yeah, but I don't have like, to be honest, I don't have a lot of straight and motivation to learn it because I don't know will I live here in the future or not. But without Spanish language, you can't unfortunately survive in Spain. So uh, first of all, if you respect this country, you should learn this. You should learn its language and to have some chatting with people, to get around and get new friends. You need to talk to Spanish. And by the way, I have a neighbor, like a roommate. I rent a room here, and my roommate does not talk English, doesn't speak English. So
Wow.
it's very like she speaks but very little, and it's so challenging to talk. Because I speak Spanish little, she speaks English little, and yeah, a lot of
Wow, yes,
miscommunication.
must be difficult. And so you are not planning to stay, or you don't know if you will stay there. May I ask you now, why did you leave your country? I mean, I know I'm aware about the situation, but I would like you to tell us a little bit more about it. And from your town, from Kharkiv.
Yeah,
How was it? How do you remember it? And now you are planning to come back for a few months or days.
actually, I have a plan to come back to my home city, Kharkiv, and stay there for a couple of months, I guess. And I hope that I'll have one more vacation soon. Because winter is very hard in Ukraine, because power outage and so on, we face challenges. So what do I do in Spain? Yeah, like we all know that on 24th of February 2022, lives all of Ukrainians were terribly changed, and I stayed for a week in my city. In Kharkiv, and I was so scared because of invasion, which happened in the morning. I stayed there for a week, and as soon as I felt very dangerous, I felt that I'm in a big danger. I decided to move to Poland firstly. I stayed there for 3 months in Wrocław city, and then I went to Spain because my friends lived there at that moment, and we actually helped to support each other and like to went through all this hard period of our lives.
Wow, well, my heart goes with you, your family, and hope you are all are safe. This is something that we need to be aware of. I mean, we all know that all of this is happening, and hope everything goes well. And yes, it's hard to talk about this topic.
Thank you for your support.
how did this impact in your life and mental health?
Actually, I had kind of depression like 2 years ago, and I asked for help. I had some sessions with psychologists who helped me to went to go through this hard period of my life, and like 2.5 years passed since the full-scale invasion started, and I been living in different countries for most time. But each day I want to return my home because I love Kharkiv as it is. I love Kharkiv people, and I wish the best for all of them, us and us.
Yes, me as well. And now, Ola, I saw on your Instagram that you are supporting movements, right? You are participating actively in raising funds. And can you tell us about it?
Sure. I am a member of small volunteering organization, and we help to Ukrainian army, like to our armed forces, to our soldiers who defends our country on the front line. I have friends who are there now, and it's important for me to help our soldiers to go through this hard period of the activities in
Sure.
our country.
Later I will share the link so we can have more access to people to know all of this. Also, I will share your account or your LinkedIn, whatever you want. I will put it also in this video. Well, thank you, Olga, for being here. Thank you very much for open your heart and let us go deep into your traveler mind. And it was really interesting to hear your experiences and the way you live life now. So you are welcome whenever you want to come back. And well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Heidi. Thank you for inviting me. It's also important for me that you gave me this chance to talk about my country, about my experience, and thank you for sharing yours, because it's very great that I'm very happy that your child dreams come true. Of course,
Oh.
it's only by your hands and actions. Let's inspire more people to travel, to do great things together, and like stay safe.
Yes, thank you. And now I will switch to Spanish again. Muchas gracias a todos los que se sumaron. Yo voy a estar dejando la cuenta de Olga y mi cuenta acá. Nos pueden seguir como @en la mente del viajero y nos vemos en un próximo episodio.